Just gonna wait for a few minutes till everyone's in. I'll just make.
Hello.
Um, how's everyone? We're going to be talking about action movies today. I'll introduce these guys in a second. I'm just making sure we're in because Melon is a pain in the ass. We are. How's everyone? We're going to be talking about action movies today.
All right. We are live, my friends. We are green lit for Cinema Chop Shop. How you guys doing today?
Anyway, so if anyone's already watching, jump in. Let us know what your favorite action movies are, because that's what we're going to talk about. We normally talk about horror and other stuff in general, but we never really touch upon actual action movies. So
shout out to Justin for this topic.
Yes, Justin got us going on this topic. So I know I'm in horror lockdown, but it's my group, so I'm putting this in here. We're talking about action movies. Now, just want to make sure everyone's chiming in, give everyone a second. But until then, I want to say this is Movie Mash, and you're watching us with Cinema Chop Shop, Davey from the 80s, and a very, 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 very special guest, Mr. CLJ from what's the name of your channel? It's called Christopher Lee Jackson. Yeah. So we'll be putting the link in. He talks a lot of good stuff, movies and all kinds of stuff, all the good stuff. And he has a book, but we'll talk about that in a bit. And we have Mr. from Cinema Chop Shop, the usual suspect, of course. So I wouldn't be doing a video live without him. All right. So someone, Facebook user says hello. All right. I hate it when it doesn't tell us who it is. Let me go and check and see who that is, because we might know them and like them. And if we don't like them, you can get going.
So I figured it out. Whoever creates the live, that's how you see the chats. Because I can't see them on my own.
Can you see the chats?
I can see it on here. I can see hello from Facebook user and similar stuff. So I tap in and see hello when you enter the chat.
Oh, okay. So y'all can see it.
It's John. Hi,
so
John.
This app is biased for me. I got you.
John. Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Berman? How you doing? We're talking about action movies today, not horror. We'll get back to that at some point. But
but stay in here. Maybe you could throw out some action horror movies. There's plenty of them.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Throw in what you want. We'll talk about everything really. But just for as a topic, we'll jump on action movies and all that good stuff.
All right. So while we waiting for people to, so for the people in horror lockdown, I know that you guys are probably like, this isn't horror related. So for you guys, I'll just throw out some random horror action movies. We'll just throw out a couple.
We know
if you have not seen this damn movie, either of you or anybody in this chat, I would recommend watching this Korean film called I Saw the Devil. I consider it like semi-action, but there's like this really dope action sequence inside of a taxi cab with a spinning camera angle. Is one of the best cinematic moments I've seen in a movie in a long time. Please don't be afraid of freaking subtitle movies. I know there's a lot of people that don't like subtitle movies. Looking at you, Del Boy. And then, but there's many people that don't like. You'd be surprised. It's a very common thing. But that movie definitely has some great action sequences. Who could forget Predator? I mean, Predator is a classic. Predator, amazing horror action film.
We can kill it.
Right. What are some other horror action films?
Well, there's quite a few. You could say Aliens, and a lot of sci-fi horror action. A lot of them delve into that recently anyway. But yeah, there's loads. And that's the whole subject of what we were going to talk about first, right? What makes an action movie? What defines an action movie? Now, you could say, like you brought up the other day, or was it yesterday, about Old Boy. Now, I don't see it as an action movie, but if it was put in that category, you couldn't argue, if you get what I mean. So, yeah. So I think we're just gonna, before we start telling us what our favorite are, what's it about? Cinema Chop Shop?
Well, go back. Renomon posted a question. He posted a comment.
I've seen movie 12 Rounds. Actually, haven't seen that. I know of it though. Is that
I've heard of it? I forgot what it's about though. It sounds familiar.
But yeah. So anyway, CLJ, tell us about yourself before we carry on, and tell us where we can find you, and tell us all about your book, and tell us. I just want to mention that for you who don't know, Mr. CLJ is admin in my my Movie Mash Facebook group, which you should jump in and join. Now, even though I created the group, I own the group, he's more popular and more famous than I am. Not that we're, but he's more popular in the group. He is the most loved person in our group, and today we have to have him on live, and he's got a good camera and he's all set up and he's quite good. But let us know where we can find you and tell us about your book before we carry on.
Hello, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, the C, the L, and the J, come to you live, provided by the King on Her Majesty and Davey from the 80s, Mr. Horror Man himself.
So
you can find me.
Put a link to his channel in the description. If you're watching live, you know who he is. If you don't, you should. But look, let's just there's a few people chiming in, so I just want to say, look, I want to start with you, Davey.
Can I point something out before we start?
Yeah.
I just realized why CLJ didn't want to be at the bottom. I am in between two pairs of nipples.
Well, you're a third nipple then, aren't you?
I look to the left, I see chesticles. I look to the right, I see chesticles. Smart man, CLJ. CLJ caught him, was like, yeah, bottom of the triangle. And I was like, oh, I can switch that for you. Now I'm over here like, I'm in between. Who is that? Arnold and Rambo? I don't
Arnold
know.
and Rambo. It's everyone. It's The Rock. But sorry, I nearly forgot about you. How could I forget the third nipple? Tell us who you are and where we can find you, Mr. Davey from the 80s.
The third nipple. That's funny as hell. So if you guys don't know, I'm Davey from the 80s. My channel is called Cinema Chop Shop. You can find me on YouTube, all that good stuff. I'm on Instagram too. Instagram, same name, Cinema Chop Shop. You can find me. I have a pumpkin head profile picture with a freaking hat on top. Can't miss it. But anyway, I review everything: horror movies, regular movies, break horror news. I got another channel that's cooking up. I will tell you guys when it is active. It's a reaction channel. So
Is it?
You weren't supposed to tell the people. Thanks for ruining it.
Sorry.
But anyway. Spoiler alert. See, and we're live. It's on the internet now.
All right. He's got a great channel, and his new channel I'm looking forward to listening to. Hopefully I'm one of the first subscribers, and hopefully you guys will be too. But I just want to start chiming in on this now, just to get people talking about it and your opinions. And this goes for everyone who's watching as well. So I'll start with you, Davey, and I'll get to you. But what defines an action movie? What is an action movie? Like what's the criteria for it? What do you think?
It's funny, yeah, like I said, so it's kind of funny when you're going through Google and you run across these movies and you see a genre that's action, and you're like, well, I wouldn't really consider that action, you know. But at the same time, I see action as being a movie where it has a large amount of fighting or shooting or anything like that. It usually has chase sequences. It just has a lot of scenes that induce adrenaline rush within your body. You get what I'm saying? Like, it gets you pumped up. And this could be something from a car chase scene. This could be a freaking battle in Scotland or whatever. This could be a fight in the Roman Colosseum. This could be two people that just robbed a bank having a shootout with the police on a bridge. You know what I mean? Or it could be somebody running from a robot from the future. It depends. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on how you see it, but I feel like it's anything that induces your adrenaline to pump, and as long as it has some sort of acts of fighting or violence, and there's some sort of suspense, I think we're within that category.
Yeah. Mr. CLJ, in your opinion, what defines an action movie?
What defines an action movie is the bad guy loses at the end. The bad guy gets his just rewards. Because you're right, there's action and horror. The difference is horror movies, bad guy gets away, bad guy comes back alive. And in action movies, he done. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
looking at you, Face Off.
You can sum. That's pretty good. You can sum it up like that. But for me, like, there's all kinds of action movies. You can say there's action horror, there's action thriller, but action, just action. For me, it kind of has to have a shootout, a car chase, or some kind of chase, a hand-to-hand fight at the end with the villain, and the villain has to be larger than life, like just literally a cartoon. And it has to be, the plot can be big or small, but I like it when you can switch off and just sit back, enjoy the little plot, and just watch nothing but mayhem. There's no horror, there's no thriller. It's just full on crazy. But as I said, like it's hard to define in some ways because, like you said, Old Boy. If you've anyone seen Old Boy, you could define that as an action movie, but I don't see it quite as an action thriller. But action for me has to have a chase, a shootout, a larger than life villain, a big combat. I mean, loads of people have loads of explosions, and somebody has to have some kind of hand-to-hand fight at the end with the villain.
Yeah, Renamon just said that. He was like, explosions. I'm like, that's a good one. I forgot about that. Like, yeah, action movies tend to have a lot of explosions.
Especially
looking at you, Michael Bay.
Out the car and you see it on fire and they're running away, and it's always that split second. They've just, it's always that. It's just a quote, but you couldn't have a horror, an action movie in without it, So yeah. But as we've spoke about what that is, all right. So, what is your number? All right, we're going to talk about our 5 favorite action movies, yeah. And it doesn't mean that they're the best. It's just our favorite. Do you know what I mean? Like you could argue, oh, that's shit, and it might be shit compared to big films or other films, but it's just these are our favorite. So I'm gonna jump in, and we have a couple of honorable mentions too.
We can start with the honorable mentions, like the ones that were good, but just couldn't quite make it to our list.
Yep, there is quite. It's hard. It was hard.
It was hard as shit. Hard.
Yeah. I kept changing my mind, It's like, oh my God, no, this one and that one, But yeah, CLJ, give us a couple of your honorable mentions before you hit us with your top 5.
Honorable mention will be Argyle 2024.
Really?
I haven't watched that yet.
I know why.
Really? Yeah, you know why. Yeah.
What's
it
has
that silliness, it's that campiness. Remember Last Action Hero? Remember that movie?
Yeah.
But and take Batman and Robin, and Argyle reminds me of it's a spy spoof, from the 90s.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's Romance in the Stone, and then there's A Long Kiss. Spoilers, it's A Long Kiss Goodnight, but it's kind of like a Looney Tunes version of A Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
That's a good description.
Yeah, I mean, so it's it's silly, not gritty, Bryce Dallas,
that's the reason. That's the only reason he likes it, right? He has a thing for Bryce Dallas Howard, right? Anything, everything. That's it. If she's in it, that's it. It doesn't matter. Although I do think you didn't like one of the Jurassic Park movies or something, wasn't it? But anyway,
it was garbage.
She's in it. He loves it. But I watched that recently myself. I didn't love it, but I actually see where you're coming from. It was spoof, it was fun, it was silly. You don't need to worry about too much story and all that stuff. But no, that was. Have you got any more honorable mentions? Not your 5.
Honorable mention. Anyone?
Honorable mentions. Pam Grier.
Sorry,
Foxy Brown.
Oh, Foxy Brown. Okay, I'm with you on that one.
Boom.
Right. Blaxploitation.
That was the 70s. Yeah, she was hot.
Jackie Brown was fire too.
Jackie, I was going to say, and you know what? I felt after Jackie Brown, I thought her career was going to relaunch itself, and then you see her turning up in little parts of Ghost of Mars and shit like that, and I was like, oh God.
It's very like you got to understand. Tarantino films are very niche. He'll pull in a big actor, but like, and then like the little actors or little people that rock his films. They don't really get the kind of like publicity that you would think that they would afterwards. But
I mean, John Travolta, that was a lightning in the bottle. You're right, because they work for
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
because I mean, people feel like Vin Rames was going to be it, and then I mean, dude was dressed up he was in a dress in the next couple of years.
Holiday Heart, Holiday Heart.
He was a straight cross-dressing boxer. That shit was crazy. But anyway,
what film are you talking about?
You've never seen that movie?
Which one?
Yeah, it's called Holiday Heart. Yeah,
Holiday Heart with Vin Rames. Hey, look, I'm sorry. Vin Rames is taken in the ass so much in Hollywood. It's crazy. But Yeah. Any more honorable mentions, CLJ? I'm sorry.
Let's see. Let's see here. Dang, I don't know. I can't think any right now.
It's all right.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, that was a great one though. Argo.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch it, but I've just been skeptical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About yourself,
Think of the Batman and Robin. Yeah, because people thinking that Bryce is playing Salt, the tough, spoiler, CIA agent that lost her memory, but it's more of a Batman and Robin. It's not the Dark Knight with Christian Bale. It is Batman and Robin.
I didn't even think about Dark Knight. Damn.
I did, but I just kind of went away from
and Henry Cavill because everybody thought him. That's true. They kind of, it's like Henry Cavill, but then spoiler again is Bryce's character.
Stop hitting me with the spoilers, man. Come on, you gonna make me not watch this damn movie, CLJ? Stop, man. You over on this movie. It's all good though, man. It's all good, CLJ. You still loved in this community. You feel me? Let me hit you with my honorable mentions real quick. So. Cool. I just got two.
Hello, Sean. You did.
One of them is Rush Hour. I fucking love Rush Hour. I can watch Rush Hour any time. I can literally quote that movie from beginning to end, and it's disturbing as shit. I love that movie. Like it's one of the funniest damn comedy action movies I've ever seen. Literally one of my favorite movies to watch. Like if I'm bored, I can watch that movie anytime. It has the most quotable shit from Chris Tucker. You know he did. Every line Chris Tucker says in that movie is gold. You know what I mean? So Rush Hour is an honorable mention. And then also, I almost went some other route, but I gotta give Liam Neeson credit for Taken. Taken has to be one of the most underrated action. It honestly revitalized the action genre for a cool minute because that whole "I will find you and I will kill you." And I was like, "Ooh, this fool Liam Neeson about to get these motherfuckers." And then he went on a straight rampage.
You remember he met him in he went there and he says, "Read this shit."
Oh yeah, he was like, "Hey man, I got some. I got a friend. He wrote this, and I want to know what it says." And he says, "So. What does it mean? Good luck.
And it froze. And this is the moment he knew he fucked up.
I told you I'd find you. And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I told you I'd find you." That's what that was. That shit was funny.
Those are my two. I've got about Taken, but I'm not going to tell you just yet. But you'll find it really interesting.
How many sequels did that get? I'm sorry. How many sequels did Taken get? Like three? Yeah. You know that it's a decent action movie franchise when it gets sequels.
First one only. The second and
plus, it made Liam Neeson into an action star. Before
he kind of had it in the Darkman from the 90s. It was, he did Rob Roy and he did, but it kind of fizzled out a little bit. And then Taken kind of really revamped. But one thing I'll say about Liam Neeson, is that it feels like every film he's done since then is another Taken, if you get what I mean. Like he's got a set of skills, So I want to say hello, Sean. Nice to see you again.
Sean Franklin, what's up, man? Sean,
I've heard about
it's been in development hell. I don't know what that. Look, that shit got picked up by Blumhouse, right? It got picked up by Blumhouse, and I thought, oh, that's a good look. Blumhouse is going to let Todd do his own thing, and I was already skeptical because Todd goes, he wanted to make the Spawn movie. Like I didn't like his direction. He says he wanted to make Spawn like a background character, like in the shadows. And they were following like other characters, and like Spawn's not really the central focus. I thought that was a real stupid route to go. But anyway, Blumhouse said that they were going to fund it, but for some reason it hasn't happened. Now I know Jamie Foxx had his situation and he had a health scare, and I don't know if he's like ready to come back to acting yet. So that might be a situation as well too. But also, this movie's just been a nightmare, dude. It's been talked about for the last 5 years, and nothing has come from it. And I think you said what?
Same as Blade. That's going on with about 4 years now.
Yeah, but at least Blade has gotten to the point where they might have at least filmed something. At least they got the little thing and went, action. I don't think they've even done that with Spawn yet. I know there's a script. I know there's people tied to it, but outside of that is nothing. The Collector 3 has more done than Spawn has.
Yeah, especially with Jamie Foxx being kind of we don't know what's going on at the moment either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you got any other honorable mentions?
No, I just wanted to say Taken because it spawned like 3 sequels, and honestly, it was quite enjoyable. I mean, you know, you're just like, how many times are going to kidnap this man's family? Like at this point, like you might as well just put them. You need to put them on an island in the middle of nowhere and just put them in a vault. Like at this point, like because your family keep getting taken. Like you ain't a good agent if you keep getting your shit kidnapped. But it just revitalized the genre. It revitalized Liam Neeson. You started seeing him in everything action related. And I mean, like you mentioned Darkman, and people didn't even know Liam Neeson was freaking Darkman. I forgot he was Darkman until I think I was looking at the vinyls and I'm like, oh yeah, Liam Neeson is in these damn movies. But yeah.
I'll jump on. I've only got a handful. I mean, more than a handful, but I have to bring it down a little bit. So I'm going to say The Matrix, which
I was thinking about putting that in my list.
Yeah, it's just the action on it and the fighting and the choreography on that. It still holds up today, and it's just the story. Apart from the story, I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about the action in general, and it gives you goosebumps, especially when I first saw it. But even now, like you know, the blocking, it's just great. But to me, it's still kind of story. It's still a sci-fi action thriller. I don't know. It just nearly made it in, but I had to settle for what I love more than, which I do love. It's hard. Anyway,
this is tough. It was hard not to put it in my top 5. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But I'm gonna jump on to next one. Again, another Keanu Reeves movie. Funny enough, it's Speed. Yeah,
I was thinking about Speed too.
That film. I keep forgetting about it, and then I get reminded, and I've watched it so many times. It's just a fun action movie, high octane. It never stops. It's go, 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 go. Don't give you time to breathe. Keanu Reeves is great as the character on it, and you know, it never stops, and it's a great movie. It's easy, it's rewatchable. You don't need to think about it too much when you're watching it. Oh, I got to concentrate. Sit it, press play. When you hit, is it 50? Is it 50 miles an hour? Yeah.
There's a bomb on the bus.
Down and you got
the bus goes below 50, it blows up.
That's it. And you just sit back and enjoying the big ramp and all that kind of stuff. It's great.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, I forgot, but another honorable mention is John Wick. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. I didn't even think about that, but John Wick definitely what it's doing for the action genre right now, and the fact that it's bringing in other famous action stars from other countries and other big name people, and then putting them in here. I think what they're doing is amazing. I just want to throw that out there.
I would say, overall, John Wick is probably better made. Oh, I don't know about compared to the Matrix or anything like that.
Have you seen Sisu?
Sorry,
have you seen Sisu?
Yes. That's
that really shit was. That shit was dope. It's by the producers of John Wick. That shit was amazing.
Yeah, really.
CLJ, if you like John Wick, watch Sisu.
Got it.
SISU. It's about like some I want to say he's like Danish or something.
Like a World War II veteran or some shit like that.
Yeah. He's like a gold. He's looking for gold.
He's kind of like Rambo and John Wick at the same time, and he goes. But the thing is, it's if you really like John Wick, and I hope they do a sequel to that Sisu.
Hell yeah, dude, that shit was crazy.
I was gonna say was about the thing is, as much as I love The Matrix and all that, with John Wick, it's not yet a beloved movie of mine. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely high. It's definitely up there, but I'm just saying not quite a beloved movie of mine. So that's why it didn't make it into even honorable mentions. But I will say my last one honorable mention is Big Trouble in Little China.
Right? Oh, okay.
That film, you forget, but that is an action movie. It's nothing but sorcery and monsters and demons and all that kind of thing. But there's a shit ton of kung fu in that movie, and it's pretty decent. Especially, I mean, it pretty much started Mortal Kombat. You know, the game.
I forgot about Mortal Kombat. See, look, having these conversations, I'm like, damn.
I hadn't, and it was close. It nearly made it in there, especially because of the theme tune alone. Do you know what I mean? But as I say, it's a childhood movie that I love, and if we were doing top 10 favorite movies, it may come higher than the rest of them in general, but because we're doing just action, I'm sticking, and came close. It came close, but not in there. But starting with your number 5, Mr. CLJ, Chris, what would be your 5th favorite action movie?
Oh, number 5, drum roll. Lethal Weapon 3.
Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh, that's an interesting. But you said 3. All right, go ahead, CLJ. Tell us why.
Yeah,
tell us
Lethal
why.
Weapon 3 seems to be like it seems to be kind of like the outcast of the series. But yeah, I found Lethal Weapon 3 to be the most well-rounded. Riggs was becoming, civilized, while Murtaugh, spoilers, became unhinged, because he actually shot, his son's best friend who was in a gang, and also with the plot, yeah, you could say that Jack Travers, the villain, was weak, but then that had to do with police corruption and also with the armor-piercing bullets too. And this was during the Rodney King situation. So the Lethal Weapon 3, it really did hit. Yeah, it was kind of political in that sense because it did happen. It came out in '92. Rodney King happened in '91. So they was able to cleverly blend all that together without being preachy, and then just make a grand slam hit. And then you got Leo. They F you, they F you, they F you, always down to.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The riots happened in '92, though, right?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The actual incident happened in '91, and then a year later, the riots happened after the court hearing. Got you.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he kind of starts settling down with that girl? Her name is Rennie something. Yeah, I know.
Renee Russo, Lorna Cole. Yeah.
I mean, the second or the third one, I can't remember.
Oh, that was the third. Yeah, Renee Russo. Yeah, that was the third one.
I think the Lethal Weapon movies are all good, and it was all directed by Richard Donner. Yeah, who also did The Omen, Superman, and Goonies. But I was going to say what do you think about Part 5? Do you think it will happen?
I hope it happens. I'm there.
I don't see it. I don't see it. All right, Mel Gibson.
I see it happening. In a day and age where they're pulling out all these old movies and making sequels.
All right, no,
aren't they doing Beverly Hills Cop? Or they already did it?
Right. Yeah, that's one on Netflix.
I have a different reason why I don't think it will happen. Right, look. So Richard Donner died as it was in production. And apparently he asked Mel Gibson to take over since he died, right? And Mel Gibson has been saying for the last 3 to 4 years, I'm directing it. But the thing is, at the moment, Hollywood doesn't like Mel Gibson, and he's been pretty much blackballed. And he still
just did a movie, though. He just did On the Line.
I know. But when it comes to like big budget Hollywood, I mean, these are probably smaller independent things. This is a big deal. And not only will he be starring in it, he'll be directing it. And they probably see us losing money to somebody because he's still kind of ranting about. I mean, look, whether you agree with him or not, I'm not having a go at him. I'm just saying, you know what Hollywood is like. Recently, that film that came out recently, Sound of Freedom, is it?
Yeah.
He's going on about the Hollywood elites and how they're all, they like the children and Las Vegas and all that. And, he's been talking about doing the Lethal Weapon 5 for about 4 years now. And let's face it, they're all getting older, and there's been no word of it. So I just got a feeling, as much as I would like to see it, I just don't see it happening. But regardless, I still think Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Jet Li. Yeah, I love them all. I think they're all very good. They're all solid movies. And it's the first original kind. Would you say it's the first kind of buddy cop movie? That type thing?
No.
Really? No?
48 hours.
I was about
40 hours.
48 hours. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, all right. But these guys, they were good together. It's great. I loved it. What's your number 5, Mr. Davey from the 80s?
All right, so I'm also going to be going with a sequel. I'm going with Die Hard 2. All right. And the reason why I'm going with Die Hard 2 is because I've seen that damn movie more than Die Hard 1. So it has it has like some sort of like significant value to me because I remember watching that movie with my sister all the time. And I remember her specifically said, this shit is way better than part one, but I don't know. But anyway, I just thought it was really, I always enjoyed that movie, right? Samuel L. Jackson's character in the movie was really fun.
No.
Him trying to help.
Die Hard 3.
I know part two. That's John Amos, part two.
Yeah, part two is pretty much part one. They're in an airport and it's snowing, and what's his name? Ramus, did you say? Yeah, he was on it. And William Sadler is the villain. Yeah. Part 3 is the one where he's standing in Brooklyn wearing that board.
No, that's part 2. Isn't that part 2?
No, part 3.
Part 2 is William Sadler.
Okay, wait, which one is Die Hard with a Vengeance? Part 3?
That's part 3, yeah, that's the third one.
I swear I thought it was part 2. My bad. We're talking. Okay, I'm fine then. Die Hard 3. Sorry, I could have. What? That shit is crazy. Really?
It's okay. We got you.
All right. Anyway, to the point. Whatever the one with Samuel Jackson is when he's walking with the sign and it has a racial thing on it, and then Samuel Jackson's like, dude, them dudes about to fuck you up. Like, you need to take that shit off. Yeah. But then he finds, and then he starts to become a part of this process. And even that scene with the water bottle, with the water, like trying to figure out the weight of the water, dude, that used to. I've watched that scene a bunch of times, and it's still like it would rack my nerves just trying to figure it out. But it's just a movie that I enjoyed. I remember watching it with my sister, and I just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. The thing about I liked about Die Hard with a Vengeance is, and I'm probably going to get shot for this, I wouldn't say I like it more than the first one, but I would like it just as much. I didn't love the second one because it was just like ripping off the first, pretty much the same shit. But this came out of nowhere. And you know what else I liked about it is Jeremy Irons is the villain. And he is the brother of, is it Alan Rickman in the first one?
Yes, that's right.
He's using the fact that it's his brother to get him to run around the whole city of New York or wherever it was, yeah? And while he was actually breaking into Fort Knox and robbing the place while the police are at the other side. I always thought that was a bit of a twist because he didn't give a shit about his brother. But yeah, that's
right.
great.
And that was clever. That was very clever.
Yeah, the story was good, and it wasn't just a rehash of the first two, you know. So yeah. It's definitely good.
Because Simon was because Simon he was right. Like when John said, you know, your bro was an asshole. Like, yeah, you're right, my bro was an asshole.
But you know, he had them all running around the city because he's my brother and I want revenge. But you know, he was robbing Fort Knox. He didn't give a shit about his brother.
That's true.
I liked it. It was a really good movie. Now I know Davey probably in his head says, I know he's top 5 already because we've done so many videos and it's always the same shit, but you might be surprised, right? My number 5 is a film called Ninja 3 Domination.
Who?
Ninja 3.
So you haven't seen it. It's called
Ninja 3?
Ninja Part 3, The Domination. So it came out in 1984 and it stars, have you ever seen that film Breakdancing or Breaking? It came out in the early 80s. It's a breakdancing movie about breakdancing. Or anyway, so it doesn't matter. The girl from that, it's a ninja. Basically, it was my first ever introduction to ninjas. I never knew what a ninja was. It came out and I was blown away by this masked dude who literally can throw stars and had an awesome sword. His suit was kind of a grayish one, but the story goes, basically he's in LA. He has to do a hit. Something goes wrong. He has about every single police officer in LA chase him down, and he pretty much kills them all, apart from a handful. They get the better of him. But as he's dying breath, he comes across a strange woman, because it's a female lead, a stranger, and somehow puts his spirit into her so she can take revenge on the police that shot him. Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
It is a stupid, ridiculous movie. It is, and it was made by Canon.
Who is that, and why does she look like freaking Neve Campbell?
Because she was getting possessed by the ninja. So there's this other ninja.
This sounds garbage.
This film, I love this movie, right? It's ridiculous, and if you watched it, you go, "What the fuck?" But I was growing up, and it was my first and I watched it there about a couple of years ago, and the choreography and the fighting still pretty decent. I was like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it would be. You know?
I'm sorry, you're gonna get a derail moment right now. This motherfucker is the Poltergeist 3.
No. I was brought
That
up on
was
this.
that honorable mention, The Matrix. Honorable mention. What else did you honorable mention?
Speed.
Speed. And then this motherfucker said my number 5 is
Listen, you haven't
Ninja
seen
3.
Don't judge me, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a ninja. It was my
That's
first
wild.
introduction to it, and it blew me away. So
Damn, Ninja 3.
This day, I love the song. I love the characters. I loved it all. I love this movie. I don't give a shit about Speed compared to this. It's ridiculous. And you know about Canon? You remember Canon in the 80s? They made all these schlocky. It's a Canon movie too, so that says it all.
Mm-hmm.
But it is ridiculous, stupid, gory as fuck. Ninja throwing stars, killing every motherfucker. It's great. I love that movie. So that was just my number 5.
Walter says somebody better mention The Fifth Element.
Uh-oh. You'll have to wait.
All I remember is Chris Tucker with his eraser hair.
He's doing his Prince impression.
What's up, fellas? Just checking in. Hope everything is going good. Justin, if you tapping in, you could have been here, Justin.
Yeah, you still can jump in.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think he probably at work on his break or something. Shout out to Justin and D&J Review.
Justin, this is for you, brother.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Shame he couldn't make it, but we'll do another one soon. Mr. CLJ, what will be your number 4?
My number 4, it is let's see, Predator 2.
Over Predator 1?
Predator
right?
2,
hey, this is a blasphemy stream right now. We just all like, yeah, fuck that original. We going with the sequels.
I know reason why, because everybody loves Predator 1. They love that. That is a cult classic. That is lexicon classic. That's a beloved classic. But Predator 2 gets no shine. It gets nothing. It's just Predator 1 is the best. Predator 2.
And you hear a lot about Prey these days as well, don't you?
Prey is good.
Prey,
yeah.
Yeah, and it stars Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon. It has 3 stars on Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover, Gary Busey, and Sean Kanan. He was the captain. So I had like 3 Lethal Weapon stars in Predator 2. So it's kind of like, so I was like, cool. All right. It's kind of like seeing your, kind of seeing your buddies in a different movie. Yeah, Bill Paxton. Mm-hmm.
It could be Lethal Weapon without Mel Gibson, really, because he's kind of, But I will say, I won't say it's better than first. I agree with you.
No.
When it comes to Predators, I actually put Predator 2 over Prey because it's different. It was supposed to be Arnold returning, but he turned it down and other things as well. But I think, and Danny Glover,
I got shit to do.
Held that shit, and he fought a Predator at the end with a disc or something. And this is the introduction of Alien versus Predator, because we see the alien skeleton in the background.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah. And plus, Danny Glover, he played it more of a Riggs in that. He wasn't, he wasn't clean cut.
He was very yeah. He was a tough guy. But Well, tell me what makes you like it more than the first?
I prefer the first one over that, but Predator 2 don't get no, it doesn't get no recognition.
Some love.
You shining light on the little man. I could dig it.
Well, I agree. People should go out and watch Predator 2 and give it some more love because it didn't rehash the first. It did it in the city. There was a lot of differences, and you had the Jamaicans. And do you remember that scene where one of the best scenes ever, when the Jamaican pulled out his samurai sword?
Really?
You're screaming, and next minute you see him walking off with his head. That was a great
scene.
That
was a badass scene. Yeah.
What's
like, I forgot what he was saying, so I'm gonna paraphrase it. Oh, advertisements.
Here's a word from our sponsor.
Here's a word from our sponsor. I wish. And then look, there's a muffin that's floating in front of you.
Blueberry muffin.
Nah, dude, this is a churro muffin. This shit is delicious.
I just want to say that Predator 2, you got me in the mind for watching it. And what's his name? Is it Bill Paxton's in it as well?
Yeah, Bill Paxton, yeah.
And the girl from The Running Man is in it. She's
Maria.
Pregnant.
Oh man, what's her name? Maria.
Yeah, I just know she was on The Running Man.
Yeah.
But can you do The Running Man?
I can do the running man. Shit.
You can't do the running man.
I invented that shit, back in the 90s. I can do that.
We're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to have a dance off, homie.
That's it. All right, Davey, what would be your number 4?
My number 4, Rumble in the Bronx, Jackie Chan movie. What's up?
Yeah.
Rumble in the Bronx is one of Jackie Chan's best work. He broke his damn leg on that movie when he did that jump from that building to the other one. He broke his leg, and then it's crazy because you see on the scene where he's in the jet skis, and then you see that he has the cast on his foot. And it's just when you start to I used to love watching the Jackie Chan movies just to watch the stunt reels at the end. It was fun to watch the stunt reels at the end and watch him get hurt or him messing up. It was always a pleasure to watch because Jackie Chan is the king of stunts. The Lamborghini scene with the little saw, I thought that was pretty crazy. That was the first time I ever seen a Lamborghini before. And this boy had a 24 karat gold Lamborghini driving around the city and shit. And then trying to stop that damn boat from running around. The fight scenes in this shit was crazy. That parking lot fight scene was wild. The pool hall fight scene was wild. That alley scene where they're throwing glass bottles at him the whole time.
Yeah, that was traumatizing.
Man, I know, right? It was almost as bad as Officer Murphy getting shot in RoboCop 1.
Yeah,
it was almost as bad. I felt almost as bad. But but yeah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, shout outs to Jack. Rumble in the Bronx is one of his best works. And I mean, it's funny because it's hard to even remember what that movie's about. I remember he finds something in the little handicapped kid's wheelchair and they're looking for it. That's the whole synopsis of the movie, right?
Sure.
Something like that.
He had a Game Gear. What's his name? Kyung?
Yeah.
I forgot too. Dang,
it was something like that. He had something and they hid it inside the cushion part of his wheelchair and they were looking for it. And
then that guy that looked like Cal Ripken Jr. that was doing the big batter up with the glass.
Batter up. Was that his first American movie?
Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna have to disappear for about 2 minutes. Yeah,
2 minutes.
I'll let you guys carry on. Just 2 minutes. The dog is not feeling very well.
Okay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay. But no, we got you. Don't trip. Anyway, so Rumble. We'll just chit chat about Rumble in the Bronx then. But anyway, that movie, the choreography, the fight scenes in that movie were fantastic. But it's hard not to pick any Jackie Chan. I could have had a top 5 with nothing but Jackie Chan movies, to be honest with you. It's just that easy, like Jackie Chan's Who Am I? Jackie Chan's Gorgeous, Meals on Wheels. It's easy as hell to just pick Jackie Chan movies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What else in Rumble in the Bronx? That grocery store scene. Yeah.
The grocery store scene.
Yeah. And then when Jackie was doing the Jeet Kune Do on that, I think that was the movie where he was doing like this. And then
he did the bicycle punches.
Yeah.
Man,
because this kind of segues to the Bruce Lee versus Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan, he got some skills. He really does.
Jackie Chan is definitely well vexed in different martial art forms. But see, that's the funny thing. I feel like that's what I'm saying. In a real fight, I feel like Bruce Lee would take it. But I feel like to make it interesting, the best way to do something like that would be you would have to take one of Bruce Lee's fictional characters and you have to match him up against one of Jackie Chan's fictional characters. So you could take his character from Drunken Master. You could take his character from Police Story if you wanted to. You could take his character from Gorgeous or Meals on Wheels, whatever you want to do, and you go about it like that. But Jackie Chan has such a freaking iconic filmography. He has so many damn movies. Where he is Police Story. Police Story is one of the most ultimate action movies ever. I almost forgot about that damn movie. But I mean, Rumble in the Bronx just has a special place in my heart. But Police Story is an amazing action movie. Amazing.
It is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And what else he did? Super Cop.
Oh yeah, Super Cop. That was another one.
Touchdown to Walter. Super Cop.
Walter. Oh, you tap back in. Even another cool action movie that I like is Jet Li's Who Am I? No, wait, not The One. My bad. The One.
The One. Yeah, The One.
Jet Li's The One. I thought that was a really cool concept, jumping through time and killing different versions of yourself to make yourself the ultimate. I thought that was a pretty cool concept.
I am you, law. I'm nobody's bitch. You.
Oh yeah. I am nobody's bitch. Beach. Hey, he's back.
I'm in between the two nipples now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's what you get for coming back at the last minute.
Very well.
Romeo Must Die. The Jet Li, the rap food movies. Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds, and
even his last The Foreigner, the last movie he did was even good.
Yeah,
like that shit was good. And then he did another police story.
So Walter is saying the one that was a good movie. Yeah. He's doing 50. He's doing 50. Is that Jet Li? He's older than 50, isn't he?
Now Jet Li, look, if that image of Jet Li that I saw is real, man, Jet Li in bad shape. I'm mad that we never.
No, that's just. I saw it. It's just. I've seen it since. No, that was just a bad picture. You know. Right, where was I? So, is it my turn? It's my turn.
Yeah, but hold up, real quick. I'm mad that we never got Jackie Chan in the Expendables. That's all I want to say.
It's true.
I know. It's a few now. It is.
I agree.
I'm so mad we never got Jackie Chan in the Expendables.
Yeah,
the Expendable movies were never that good, but I wanted Jackie Chan in one of the movies for sure. But that's all I wanted.
Expendables in my top 4.
Yeah.
The next 4 movies is Expendables 4, 3, 2, and 1. I was like, fuck. No, it isn't. All right, so all right, here we go. Number 4, The Eliminators.
The Eliminators.
Damn, you keep hitting me with shit I ain't never heard of. Go ahead, school me.
Yeah. All right.
1986. 1986. So in the 80s, there was this ninja craze, like the last one I said. There was this crazy ninja thing going on. Everything was, there was Ninja 1, 2, 3. There was American Ninja 2, 3, and
I've heard of American Ninja
3, No Surrender, and this. But also there was a sorcery craze going on with Conan and all that kind of stuff. And then we had a craze with Terminator, which the android, red eye, half man, half machine, and obviously Star Wars was around in the 80s. Well, put them all together and you have the Eliminators. You've got an android who's wanting revenge on a bad sorcerer. You've got, he comes and meets a scientist blonde. Then they need a pirate to help them get across the river, who, you know, Han Solo. Then they randomly meet a ninja who wants revenge on this guy too, and they all get together. This film is ridiculous, right? But I was a kid, and just seeing it gives me so much joy watching it. It's not as good as any of the other movies I've seen. They're all better made. But I absolutely love this film. It's 1986, Eliminators. It is ridiculous, silly action, blood, fighting, ninjas, robots.
Is it like Highlander?
No way. No. Highlander is a good, better movie. It's just schlock. It's just a B movie schlock where they try to use a ninja, a Terminator like being fucking Han Solo, and a sorcerer scientist who's mega evil who wants to end up dominating the world, and they go after him for revenge for reasons, and they all get together, and it's all of them together. It's not as good as any of the ones I've spoken about, but I personally love it. 1986. If you all want to have a good time, treat yourself to watching Eliminators 1986. It's a lot of fun.
I wanna unlock people's memories real quick. That shit reminds me of when I used to watch Warriors of Virtue with them fucking kangaroos that fought. And that shit also reminds me of Star Kid, that movie with the kid that has that alien and shit.
Yeah.
From the 90s.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, that's all I wanted to say.
But again, it's not the best movie. It's, you know, it's just personally when I see it, just brings back so many good memories.
Why the fuck didn't I pick Ninja Turtles? Damn. Man, see, I hate this conversation, bro.
It'll be the honorable mention.
Hey, dude, Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze is goated.
That's the one with Vanilla Ice.
Yep. Go Ninja, go.
Go Ninja, go. That's my shit, bro.
Ice craze. All right, Mr. CLG, what is your number 3? Third favorite
number 3.
action movie? Sorry?
It is Action Jackson. The Carl Weathers Action Jackson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Jericho Jackson.
Tell us why is it you're up in your number 3? Tell us what about it.
It was a childhood favorite. I was watching action movies at the age of 4. This came out in 1988. It had Carl Weathers, rest in peace. Vanity, rest in peace. Dang. Wow. It had Craig T. Nelson, who really did. I mean, you want to talk about the miscast, but Craig T. Nelson pulled it off as Peter Delaplane. Then you had the car, the Halley Comet. It looked like it was a Pontiac Ferrero with a body kit. Yeah, very over the top, very cheesy, very wink wink. Yeah, you had Carl Weathers doing front catapult flips over a speeding taxi, punching through the windshield.
Don't ask me why. I keep thinking you're about to say Carl Winslow. I'm like Urkel's like you mean the big chubby cop from Urkel? Like I can't imagine rolling over cars and shit.
No, he's the Trinky eating cop from Die Hard.
Oh yeah, he is.
This film, Action Jackson, I think this was the movie where they tried to make him a solo action star. Unfortunately, the film didn't do well at all, and that was it. Now we all know Carl Weathers from Rocky, Predator. A lot of people love him from what's that one? Happy Gilmore, is it?
Yeah. Happy Gilmore is hilarious.
He had a resurgence recently with the new Mandalorian. He was on that. There was something I was going to say about Carl Weathers, right? As much as he's a legend to people and all that, I always believe that he deserves.
Is he related to Bill Weathers?
I don't think so. Yeah, but as I say, I always believed that Carl Weathers deserved a better career because he actually was a good actor, and even in Rocky, you can see he was the better actor at that time. Do you know what I mean? And even in Predator, he was the better actor than all of them. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and I feel like he deserved a better. Not that he had a bad career, better than mine, but I'm just saying I wish Action Jackson had done better because I would like to have seen a sequel and see him. Because apart from him being a good actor, dashing, handsome guy, he was hench. He was ripped as fuck. The guy was a big dude, man. You see him in Predator and shit. I know Arnold, but he held himself against Arnold like, wow,
He did, yeah.
So yeah, he definitely deserved a better career, and R.I.P. to him there a little while ago.
Yeah,
so, but yeah, no, good choice, good film, and I'd nearly forgotten. I need to watch that again. That's a good movie.
Action Jackson, recommended.
Action Jackson.
No relation. No relation.
Action Jackson.
I don't know, man. You're pretty action to us, What was it I'm going to say? All right, what was your number 3?
This motherfucker. Anyway, I'm about to. Justin putting his list right now in the chat. I'm just waiting for him to finish
what? I asked Justin a few days ago, tell us your list, and I'm going to read it out.
And he only so far he only has one up there, so I'm gonna let him flow and I'm gonna let him figure it out. We'll talk about that in a minute. Don't say nothing.
Walter says about I think you're talking about Carl Weathers. Rocky 3 smashed it. Well, I agree with you. He actually smashed it in 3, 2, 1, and 4.
Who said that?
I'm still mad.
Walter.
Okay.
Walter.
But I was gonna say is you're right. He smashed it in Rocky 3, but he was good on 2 and 1. In fact, if you took him out of the Rocky franchise, as much as Rocky is great, it would have been that little bit more not as good sort of thing. He really made his character as good as is. Now Davey hasn't seen any of Rocky's, but as I say, like Carl Weathers killed it in 3. 3 is a great one.
Boy, that's very interesting. Imagine a Rocky without Apollo. How would that be?
You wouldn't be. That's all there is.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
Hey, Justin, what's the rest of your top 5? You only got one damn thing here. But anyway, my number 3. I wanted to go with part 1, but I'm gonna go with part 2 only because part 1 feels more like a horror movie. We talking Terminator 2. Terminator 2.
That's supposed to be my list.
It fully embodied the whole action movie thing. They just said, "Fuck it, we going all in." And I felt like that was like the ultimate action movie for its time period. I mean, you got the freaking the melting hands and the thing just chase you in the car and bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That shit was just crazy watching it at the time, and just one of these Terminators being able to like just melt and then become somebody else. Like I thought it was really cool. And then it's crazy when you're watching it and you just miss like as a kid, I just watched it just to watch it. And then later on in life, I watched it to understand it. And it's just little things that you notice, like when he's talking on the phone and then a person asks a question and like to find out if they're talking to a Terminator or not. And it was like, yeah, they was like, gotcha, bitch, you know? So it was just little things like that just made that movie. And then, the one thing that I was always worried about when you have such an epic movie is the third act gonna hold up? Is it really gonna hold it together? And that third act hold that shit together, and it was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was so hyped when I was not alive, but you know what I'm saying? Like when part 3 came out and I was like of an age where I was actually coherent and I was able to watch it and enjoy it, you know, and I went to go see part 3. So a lot of people shit on part 3, but part 3 kind of has like a little special place in my heart because that was the first Terminator movie.
Good. It's just, you see what it just, to make, how do you top that? You can't, but 3 is solid. It is a solid. I mean, to be honest with you, I do like what's the other one as well? What's that one? Salvation. But after that, like 3 was
good. I like
one.
You know 3 was. I like 3. I thought 3 was cool. I thought the female,
especially that end
female
scene
Terminator had the flamethrower and the other little shit. Like she was cool. She was on her Mega Man shit, like turning her hand into a Mega Booster. Just bah. But anyway,
and the bunker at the end when all the nukes
go off. Nah, man, my favorite scene in part 3 is when Arnold comes out dumping with the Gallic gun and holding on to the freaking casket.
Yeah,
that shit was tight. But I'm over here bragging more about part 3 than I have part 2. But anyway, also doesn't part 2 have the infamous explosion scene? Come on, we can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Part 2 has the infamous explosion scene.
Part 2 is nothing but practical effects and James Cameron at his best, and it still holds up. It's
amazing. Even that freaking that chase scene. Oh,
with the helicopter.
The chase scene is golden, dude. Good lord. Yeah. Like you can't even I can't even praise that movie enough. It's just amazing. It's an amazing movie, action movie all the way around. But we have Justin's list. Now I'm going to go from lowest to highest, and I am going to roast the shit out of Justin for this number 1 pick. But anyway, he says coming in at number 5, Kiss of the Dragon, Jet Li pick, right? Ain't that's Jet Li, right? Good pick. Good pick. He has number 4, The Raid. A little bit too high on your list, but I'll take it. Then he coming in at 3, he has Legend of the Drunken Master. I love that fucking movie. I don't really consider it action, but I mean, again, this is what we're talking about, you know. Like this is we all define action movies as our own thing. So, hey, that's what's up. I love Drunken Master. Is it part 2? Is it part 2? Did he say part 2 or part 1? Nah, he said hey, look, let me keep it a buck. Drunken Master 2 is better than Drunken Master 1. I'm just saying it. That's the one with the fighting scene in the coal factory. That shit is way better than Drunken Master 1. I'm just saying. Drunken Master 2 is better than Drunken Master 1. And then he has Rush Hour. For a minute, I thought this motherfucker put Rush Hour 3. I was about to get mad.
Yeah, I was just wondering, did he say Rush Hour 3?
No, he said at number 2, Rush Hour, number 3, Legend of Drunken Master. So Rush Hour, great pick for number 2. I wouldn't have put it that high, but hey, this is your list.
So it's subjective.
It's all subjective. But I am definitely not putting Rush Hour ahead of Legend of the Drunken Master, The Raid. But that's just me though. But this is his number 1. Now this is the one I'm gonna have to give you shit for. This motherfucker said John Wick 4 is number 1. I got a problem with that. Sir.
What's your problem, Davey? From the
My problem is how the fuck you put one of the worst films in the franchise as number 1. I literally watched a 15-minute clip of this motherfucker falling down the flight of stairs. Am I lying or not?
Literally. But
that motherfucker fell down the flight of stairs for 15 minutes. That final boss was weak. We all agree that final bosses are everything. That final boss in John Wick 4 was garbage. Hot garbage.
Pennywise, was it?
It was Pennywise. This shit right here. The motherfucker that does this. That shit was whack. All right, sir. Ain't nobody scared of no damn clown with no big ass tumor head. All right, I'm just saying.
It's all subjective.
It looked like an avocado pig.
What can you say? I mean, one is probably
nah. Yeah, it's opinion, but that opinion is trash, homie.
Yeah, listen.
I will not accept John Wick 4 in your top as your number one.
But it's a try.
That must be replaced with at least John Wick 1 or 2. Give me John Wick 1 or 2. I'll take John Wick 1 or 2, but I will not accept John Wick 4 as a number one. I'm sorry. I'm on my President Nixon shit. I am not a criminal.
He had to defend himself, so you had the choice, you had the chance to be here and defend yourself. But now,
so now you got to be a punching bag.
The rest of the day, Davey,
now you got to be a punching bag, homie. You can't fight back. Fight back. You can't fight back. But John Wick 4 is number one is a terrible pick. Criticism all the way through. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I still like John Wick 4.
Body to the bowels of hell.
Donnie Yen and Hiro Yuka Sonata's fight choreography was tight, bro. Amazing.
It is, but it's
hold on. I gotta hold the mic for this shit. Was it their movie though? Or was it Keanu Reeves' movie? How you get bested by the motherfuckers featured in your movie? John Wick 4 is not it. I said it. You better replace that shit with John Wick 1.
You're gonna have to do a discussion video on that one day soon.
That motherfucker said John Wick 1 is better. This motherfucker put John Wick 4 as his number one. I got problems with that, but the fact that you picked John Wick 4 is the bigger problem. That shit has a horrible final boss. The storyline is stupid. The fight sequences is dope, but they ain't involving Keanu Reeves. I mean, look, we watched this motherfucker Keanu Reeves get his ass whooped for 4 full-length movies. All right. At least you could have gave me number one. Him getting his ass whooped in part 1 was cool because it was still fresh. He got his ass whooped for 4 movies, bro. I'm tired of this shit already. All right, rant over. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system.
I still like 4, so there you go.
I mean, 4. Look, but are you putting 4 over number 1?
Yes,
you're putting 4 over number 1.
100%.
You're fucking lying. I know when you're bluffing. I know when you're bluffing.
With you. Fuck him.
You're lying. I know when you're bluffing.
Right. Yeah.
This is a British bluff. This is the reason why we threw your fucking tea in the harbor, bro. You're lying.
I like
this. Is the reason. This is the reason that we revolted against you assholes because it is bullshit here.
Right. You're only. No, I'm not getting into this now. Just go and have some tea and crumpets. That's what I'm gonna do. But Justin, you're right. Okay, don't listen to him. He's just.
You are wrong, Justin. And this motherfucker is not going to make you feel better by lying to you.
I'm changing my list. John Wick 4 is my number one now as well.
This motherfucker is lying. You know what?
Right.
You know what?
Yeah.
Next time some shit happens, when the next war breaks out, the United States will not help you. I am a representative of the United States. We will not help you.
You're speaking English now. We lend you our accent. We lend you our language.
You lend us shit. You basically forced us to do this bullshit.
That's exactly
and we turned around and was like, we better than you. We said we better than you. Yeah. And then we left you.
Justin
we left you.
Tell him again, Derek. I'll tell you again. John Wick 4.
We told y'all we left you. Hey? We said Papa was a rolling stone.
Listen,
wherever he laid his hat was his home, and we gone. We out of there.
Yeah. What do you reckon, CLJ? You with me? So John Wick 4 is the best movie ever.
Davey's right because why is John still getting his behind kicked? Come on now,
my brother.
I'm a writer here. My characters do not get beaten up. Boom.
Oh my god.
Now, yeah, it makes sense in the first part. Okay.
Wonder Brothers power activate.
Activate.
Yeah, motherfucker. That's what's up.
Yeah, the hero supposed to progress. If you get kind of with the Karate Kid 3, why is Dan son so weak?
See, look, dude, you got just the hype, like you actually got his back. Look at him, he in the chat. Baby, you a hater. Hell yeah, tell him again, Derek. Tell him again.
John Wick 4 is my number one. That's all there is.
Yeah, motherfucker. All right, anyway, moving on. Right. What's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going to go with Dread.
Oh, shit. The remake?
Yeah. Well,
okay. I've not watched it yet. Not even gonna lie to you.
What?
I've never seen that one. I want to watch it. I own it. I own it in 4K.
And it's such a shame it didn't do well enough to get a sequel. This film was uber violent. Like, it virtually a horror. Yeah. It was set in on paper. It doesn't sound like it would be great because it's set in one building. The whole film is set within a few hours. It's in one building. It's a lockdown. It's a big.
So it's like The Raid.
Yeah. Actually, good comparison, right? Yeah, definitely. One building, obviously, it's future. You know that kind of. It's a really big building, and you have the girl from Game of Thrones. She's a drug dealer. She runs the building, and she's threatening everyone in the building in this lockdown because they can't leave. It's all caved off. Everyone has to kill Dredd, or them and their families will be killed. And she meant it, and you see that shit as well. And he had to go from floor to floor to floor to floor, all the way up to get that bitch. Yeah, and it was just, where did that film come out of? Carl Urban doing playing Dredd. The suit was good too. It was modern looking. It wasn't all goofy like Sylvester Stallone's in the last one. This film, it just didn't do well enough to have a second. And even there was even talks of doing one on Netflix, but it didn't pan out. Just not enough people went to see that one. But Davey, do yourself a favor. And it's
I own it. I own all of them. I just haven't watched it yet.
And enjoy it. It's not. You don't have to think about it. You just.
Who wins, Dredd or RoboCop?
RoboCop.
Okay, all right. I just want to know because I was like, I don't think Dredd has any armor or anything.
I'm not, but in the building, I'm not sure because I don't know how RoboCop does well on stairs, or is that Ed too?
How does he do well on stairs? No, that's Ed. That's Ed. But I think RoboCop went up some stairs in part one. But could you imagine the greatest cop on earth?
And you know the universe.
Put some stairs in front of him.
The universes, because there is a lot of. Dredd feels like a bit like RoboCop, the first one. That universe, that world.
I think they have a crossover comic, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure, but if you saw RoboCop in that movie, you wouldn't feel strange. But I just want to say that, do yourself a favor. I mean, it's just so good, and it's so entertaining, and it's so easy to watch. You know, it's just so rewatchable. You don't have to really like Terminator 2. There is a lot going on in that movie. Yeah, you know, story wise. This one. The bad guy's upstairs. Everyone's trying to kill me, and it's just gory as fuck. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to go on about it. Just I'm gushing. Should have never give you money. What's that? Is you talking about Justin?
It's a very famous Dave Chappelle line.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Was that what's his name? Rick James, yeah, when they were jumping on his sofa or something. They broke his leg.
Darkness.
Yeah, that was classic. Mr. CLJ, what is your number 2?
Number 2, is Point Break.
Point Break.
Great fucking pig.
I forgot about that movie.
Great pig.
Oh my god.
With the freaking flamethrower gasoline. Man, stop it.
And Patrick Swayze.
Great pick.
Give me 2.
Oh my god! Do you know what that film?
What the hell? Where did that dog come from?
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, Patrick Swayze was so different on that as well. When he all jumping out of, where's he gone? What happened?
But
yeah, look, I'm sure he'll come back. Yeah, I'm just saying to you that was a great pick. That was a great movie. Keanu Reeves, he was fresh off the back of Bill and Ted, just the second one or so, or just then Patrick. Yeah, it was a great movie. Tell us though.
Yeah, because at the end of Point Break, you see Keanu with his Ted look at the end of Point Break.
Yeah. In Australia.
That blew me away as a kid. I said, wow, this is Ted. Yeah, that blew me away. Of course, I was too young to be watching movies, but you know what? I'm from the 80s. We have guts.
I think that film came out like in 92,
91.
91. Yeah. I mean, I remember a kid watching that and Keanu Reeves getting it, and what do you have that crazy dude on it? His partner on it. What's his name again?
James Rose. Rosie.
He's Busey. Jack Busey, is it?
Yeah, Gary Busey. Yeah.
Gary Busey. Yeah. Him as he was actually good on it as well, and he was just like the surfing, and you know that story had been done so many times before. You know, like kind of getting in with the. Kind of getting lost in that kind of investigation and getting into it, and then you kind of part of you wants him to be part of that because you're like fuck the FBI, stay where you are.
Because Goldie, he was very sympathetic about it. He was like, he's an effing federal agent. don't worry, I know what to do with him. He gave him his pleasures. Like
Yeah,
you
no,
saw, I'm
that
gonna take you to the edge. It kind of what the Tyler, warned him about.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, you get lost in that. Yeah.
yeah, because he warned him that boy was gonna take you to the edge, and he did. So he ended up throwing his badge in the water. At the end of the movie.
Well,
All right, sorry, what did I miss out on?
What is talking about Point Break?
CLJ was just telling us that he changed his mind and John Wick is now his favorite. But
Bullshit.
said he wish he was English for some reason. So.
Nah, it's because there was a random dog that just came to our door. That's why he was following our dog. Did he go down? Did he go back downstairs, or he's still outside our window? He's still outside our door.
Oh man!
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we gotta do. I don't know. With this, we keep finding dogs and cats and animals, and they keep following us because they know that we're awesome.
That happens when I do the same, and my house is full of animals now.
Is he leaving?
Oh no!
No.
He's gonna camp.
He's probably just gonna hang around the balcony until his girlfriend comes out.
His girl. The problems of having a female dog. This little boy dog followed our dog, and he doesn't want to leave now. He's outside pacing.
He's looking for a bit of but yeah, he was just talking about Point Break, how good it was, and even though
Point Break is such a good movie,
it was done before that storyline. But
what's his name was in that movie? Iceman or whatever, freaking
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer. There you go.
No, he's not in there. No.
He's not in there?
No.
Who's in there? What's the cast?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, that's what it is. I don't know why I got them confused. Patrick Swayze.
Red Hot Chili Peppers turn up and have a fight with Keanu Reeves on the beach. Yeah. It was a good movie. Completely forgot about it.
They had that
in my list. That's great. Good choice, Mr. CLJ.
Yeah, they had that naked chick stabbing that agent in the back in that shootout. And that naked chick go out there inside that shower, started stabbing the agent guy. Remember that scene?
No.
During the raid, during the shootout in the house.
No, I don't remember that.
You remember that scene?
No. He stabs the agent in the shower.
Yeah, one of the agents. Yeah, and then after that, Red Hot
Point Break.
Yeah, in Point Break. Oh yeah.
I gotta rewatch it. Only thing I remember is them jumping out of planes and them dressed up in outfits and like old presidential outfits.
Yeah.
I'm not a crook. Sorry, Johnny. You don't get to be president.
Presidents, wasn't it? Yeah, it was good. Really good movie.
Yeah, that's the same thing where Red Hot Chili Pepper shoots herself in the foot.
Didn't they even make a remake of that? I didn't watch the remake. But they made a remake of that.
Yeah, they did remake it, but I don't think I watched it.
I'm not having a dig at the remake. It's just I just felt like I had no interest in it. And Point Break is a product of its time as well. And it was just everything you wanted in an action movie in the 90s, and that was it. Davey, what is your number 2? Your second favorite action movie?
My number 2.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino's own Kill Bill. Yeah. Kill Bill. When the fucking throwing that shit, and then like her eating the rice with her hands and shit. Dude, Kill Bill is fucking epic, bro. Like, I mean, everybody's dude. One thing about Quentin Tarantino, this motherfucker knows how to pick music, bro. He went and got Nancy Sinatra's "Bang Bang," Frank Sinatra's daughter, and then like made it super iconic. And like, I mean, even all the fight sequences, like when she goes to that one girl's house and they just have a fight, and the daughter sees the mom get killed or whatever. That shit's epic. You know what I'm saying? The fight with
I'll be waiting.
Yeah. And it's supposedly Kill Bill 3 was supposed to be that little girl growing up or whatever, supposedly.
I know. I still want that to happen.
That would be so tight, right? But Uma Thurman, Uma Thurman's a little old though.
Still,
I mean, I guess it'll fit the time. I guess it'll fit the time gap.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
because David how old was David Carradine?
Yeah, he was old. Yeah, but he didn't do any fight. Not really. He didn't do any fighting, really, did he? He just did talking.
Yeah.
But in that world where she can kill about 1,000 people in a yellow outfit in one room, I'm sure if she was about 10, 15 years old, 20, she'll be fine. I reckon.
But I mean, look, all the fight sequences in that movie was tight as shit. I mean, when she fought the little gang, and then she fought old girl with the little chain and ball. What's her name?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
He fought the girl. She fought the girl with the chain and ball. That was tight. She fought Lucy Liu's character. That was tight. She fought Black Mamba. That shit was tight and took her eye out. And I mean, yeah, right. Like, I mean, it's just that movie is just such a throwback to old school kung fu movies in a modern day. That shit was epic, bro. Like, you can't get no better than Kill Bill. Kill Bill is one of what was goated when it came out, part 1 and part 2. Like, you can't separate them. Kill Bill is part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, it's,
you gotta, it's in sequence. You know what I mean? Like, Kill Bill 1 and 2 is the whole movie. My name is what is it? My name is Buck, and I like to fuck.
What was her name on it again?
Patrice Kiddo.
Patrice.
Yeah.
And what was her like her nickname? Was it the Bride?
Black Mamba. It was Black Mamba. Copper. She was Black Mamba. Vivica Fox was
Copperhead.
California. It's like snakes. I know Ellie Driver. I gotta Google this. Hold on for a second.
They're good movies. They're both. I remember though. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, I wasn't happy. I didn't love it.
Why?
Because after seeing Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, when I went into this, I was like, "What's going on?" You know. But it took me.
Oh, because it's like a kung fu movie, and then Jackie Brown and Pulp Fiction are like more mobster movies.
Yeah, and then obviously after rewatching it, you know when you know what the film's about, and then you sit back and watch it, and then now I can enjoy it. Now I know what it is, and it was everything. Those old school kung fu movies were, and that's what it was. And it did.
Justin said that Michael J. White was supposed to be in the original Kill Bill. That they recorded a fight sequence, but it didn't make it into the film.
See, well, with Justin, he's got his information again from gasstation.fart, and you know, I'm sure it is. You know what? He makes shit up as he goes, but he's not here to defend himself, so we can shit on Justin for not.
I believe that.
So that never happened.
I don't know.
Oh, you're saying that he doesn't? He usually goes through unreliable sources. Got you.
Just sees something. He's like, there must be no. I don't know. I mean, it could have been true.
Justin is still talking, so I want to address it. He says, "Davey, how can it be the weakest? They being consistent with the franchise, bro. You tripping? I don't know what the so what you're trying to say is
you know
so
how
John Wick 4. Okay, hold on. How is it being consistent? What are we talking about here?
Them having a weekend consistent in it looks the same, it feels the same, the action is the same. So yeah, it's consistent with part 1 and 2 and 3.
They don't. But it's not consistent. They have a weaker final boss.
No,
right?
I mean like
part 1 is solely about part 1 and 2 are solely about freaking John Wick. I mean,
they're better. They're definitely better. Part 1's better than all of that. I'm just saying in general. It was still fun. It was not as good as the first, but it's still.
Here's the problem that John Wick is starting to have. They're introducing too many characters. John Wick and John Wick 1 and 2, you had John Wick was the central character. He got his ass whooped, and everybody was trying to whoop his ass. Once you get further to 3 and 4 and shit, they introduce other characters, and now these people are wanting fight screen time. Now these people are wanting this. Justin basically made my point for me by saying, yo, Jet Li's scene with this person was the dopest scene ever. Motherfucker, the movie ain't about them. It's about the movie is called John Wick. Is it not? Not the blind motherfucker, not the motherfucker that owns the bar or the Japanese Continental. This shit is called John Wick, if I'm not mistaken. So you cannot cite a fight that does not include the title character as the best shit that happened. All the shit that we've named in all of our greatest fight movies, that shit literally had the main characters in it.
I disagree, Justin.
We did not use anybody on the outside of the film as our reference. We used main characters. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like what are we talking? Did I say that the little boy in freaking Rumble in the Bronx was the best thing in the movie? No, I didn't. I didn't mention that little dumb motherfucker at all.
Listen,
Davey's right though.
About John Wick. Do you remember the first one? And this is where I think it lost this little thing. And I've heard other people say this. Right? Do you remember the first one when John Wick's name was mentioned? People used to quiver. They shit themselves. Like he said, whose dogs killed John Wick? The whole world was everyone. John Wick's coming. Oh shit, we're all dead.
That's right.
For some reason,
it was the boogeyman.
Second and third, it seemed like everyone wanted to fight me. That the name didn't seem
That's
to
terrible. That's terrible. And a writer,
Exactly.
that's terrible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because doesn't
was
his
like
name
how
translate
scared
the Baba
everyone was.
Yaga? Like that's a freaking boogeyman. Like people were afraid of him. Like that shit held no
I
weight.
feel like they lost that kind of oh shit, John Wick's coming. We all watch ourselves. They just everyone seems to want a piece of him then, you know, and they should have been scared of that shit. But
because
John Wick
Flaws.
right?
Because as an author, if your character, your protagonist is strong, you need to get a strong antagonist. It needs to be like this. Because when it's
And
like
was
this
Bill
in the
Skarsgård a strong antagonist? Survey says, hell nah.
Yeah, so they have to amp it up with the sequels. The sequels have to be more. Otherwise, it's going to be like the Karate Kid 3, where he's getting his.
Your action sequences is only going to hold Keanu Reeves' dry ass personality for so long. Keanu Reeves is dry as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? These action movies only gonna hold it for so long. Y'all need to find something to do with this man. But look, I enjoy the John Wick franchise. I don't like shitting on them, but I gotta be an honest person. Like part 4 is not it. Like why we acting like part 4 is the dopest. The fact that you put part 4 in your number one makes me question your whole love for action movies, homie. I'll put Con Air over fucking John Wick 4.
Con Air is good.
Give me Nicolas Cage and that ugly ass hairpiece any day.
Cyrus and the Virus. Cyrus the
Virus.
Yeah,
give me a freaking what's that name? John. What's his name? What's old boy's name? Fucking Machete. What's his character's name?
Oh,
Danny Tree.
Danny Tree. What's the name? Like John 5 or some shit. What's his name?
I can't remember.
Johnny 23 or Johnny 600.
Something like that. Johnny something, right? Yeah. But anyway, you getting served out here, just a Rooney.
Well, he should have been here to defend himself, but he's got time to be messaging. All right, so number 2, is it my turn? Isn't it?
It's your turn.
Yeah, my number 2 is Mad Max Fury Road. It's a bit more modern.
Mad
Max Fury Road.
That's right.
Tom Hardy.
23. Yeah,
sorry,
Walter's right. Johnny 23.
Johnny 23. That's what it was. Jordan. He was after Michael Jordan.
Well, it was Mad Max Fury Road. Right. So I loved the old Mad Maxes with Mel Gibson, the first 3 growing up. I loved them. And when I heard that Mad Max was coming out, I was all hyped. And then I heard he's not going to be in it because I wanted to see an older version of Mad Max still living in that desert type post-apocalyptic world. But Tom Hardy come along and then I saw the trailer and I wasn't blown away. And then I watched the movie and I was, oh my God, how is this better than the other Mad Maxes? It was set in, it's just one long, what's it, truck ride? The whole film is just one truck ride. It's just
like a convoy.
Yeah. And it just never stops. Every motherfucker and a different vehicle is trying to take this truck down while Mad Max and is it Charlie Theron are in the front with a couple of girls in the back, the whole time defending this truck all the way. It never stopped, and it just gives you a couple of seconds here and there to breathe. And the practical effects was wow, yeah, great. It was actually the last Blu-ray movie I actually left my house to go out and buy because normally I order them now when I get them. I actually had to go and get this. This was so good, and I love this movie. And I know it sounds like you two haven't watched it. You should. They're really good. You don't need to.
No, Mad Max. Yeah, I've seen Mad Max.
Well, you've seen
not the original. You're talking about the other one with Tom Hardy, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that. That shit was amazing. Mediocre. I have it in my freaking clip.
It was meh.
Yeah, when it's like meh, and he's like mediocre. But the TV said,
yeah. All right, yeah. It's just a good film. There's a good fan theory on it. Is that I like the fan theory. You've seen Mad Max 2? Was it Road Warrior?
The original?
With Mel.
Can I be honest with you? I haven't seen none of the original Mad Max.
All right, well, don't matter. There's a crazy little wild boy, and the fan theory is it isn't actually Mel Gibson. It's the wild boy growing up because he was all taken in by Mel Gibson's character. Regardless, I love this movie. The music, the soundtrack, everything. And they're doing this new Furiosa.
It looks good.
It does.
The main actress has a weird looking face though, but it looks good.
It does look good.
Like her face looks like spatially aware. Like I don't know. It's something about the spacing of her face. Like it looks like I can have like a whole 6-course meal on her face. Like she has a big ass face. Like it looks like the size of a table.
That's the girl from is it Split? I've forgotten her name. You know,
she's from Once Upon a Time in Soho, right?
Yeah, the girl from Split, wasn't it? The same girl, blonde girl.
Hey, look, all I know is Charles Xavier was in Split. He was in Split. That's it.
Was it? No, what's that? The Witch. You've seen The Witch?
The original. I've watched the original. I haven't watched the remake.
There's a film called The Witch that came out 10 odd years ago.
Oh, The Witch. Oh, you're the Witch. Oh, you're the Witch. Yeah, the A24, The Witch.
Yeah, blonde girl. That's her, the little blonde girl.
Oh, she's the witch. She's the one that floats at the end. Live deliciously.
She's Furiosa, yeah, and that Soho film you're talking about. Which
that's crazy. Her face really did get like, dude. Her face has a stimulus package, dude. That shit got bigger.
Well, she's got bigger herself. And
have you ever bought a game and you wanted to get the expansion pack?
The Northman, wasn't she on the Northman?
I don't know. She looks like she's North and South, man. You
saw the Northman last year.
Of course, Northman was amazing.
That's the girl from that too, wasn't it? It's her.
I don't know, dude. Her face, dude. Damn, dude, her face looks like a bicycle seat.
Well, moving along, Mr. Insulting everyone today.
All right, CLJ, what's your numero uno?
What's your number one?
Numero uno. It is Last Action Hero.
That's a comedy, right? Like that's a spoof?
Yeah, it's a spoof.
It's full of action, man. It's full of action. You can't. It's even got action.
No, I'm saying like it's a spoof though. It's like Scary Movie.
I wouldn't go as far as say it's a spoof. I wouldn't go say that. I wouldn't say it was like Scary Movie spoof. It rips on itself, but it's taken serious in parts. But it's full of action. I mean,
it is.
That's what it is. It's an action movie. You could call it an action spoof, but it's definitely action.
Yeah, it's
underrated too, by the way. It was
very underrated. Yes, it was. Yeah, very meta. Yeah,
it was an ACDC soundtrack and everything, and it was like getting the golden ticket to the movies and going in. Like if you were a kid back then, which I was, watching that, like ending up on a movie set with Arnold, like it's great. And the villain was all right. Didn't he have what's the that villain?
Which one?
The
tall Benedict with that big gun.
No, that's Charles Dance with the bullseye, wasn't it?
Oh no, the Ripper. The Ripper.
Yeah. You know that actor, he turns up on everything. He's a big, tall looking evil dude in real life, you know. But why is this your favorite, CLJ? Tell us what's it about this movie that is better than the rest of them?
Kind of like with the silly, not gritty, with the, giving it its flowers. You're right. Last Action Hero was just, nobody liked it. And then it was way, way, way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, if you take it serious, you take it serious and go with the Dark Knight approach, you're going to hate it. But if you take the silly, campier route, like Batman and Robin, you'll appreciate how, it shines more. But sadly, you're right. It was for kids. It was for kids and preteens and teenagers. Adults was like, man, this is another Arnold movie. Don't make no sense.
Adults would like it too. It's just, especially watching Arnold's character taking the piss out of himself. Do you know what I mean? That kind of shit.
Exactly.
It's a good
way ahead of its time.
Underrated. And I have to say, good choice. Well done. Nice one.
It kind of like with Marty McFly in Back to the Future, where he said, something about, when you was playing rock and roll about your kids, I know you guys are not used to this yet, but your kids are going to love it.
Yeah.
Last Action Hero.
Yeah, no, it's a good
movie. I don't know. I just have a thing for silly, tongue-in-cheek, action movies, and that kind of like my own Richard Argyle. It's the same thing. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's
good choice. All right. Mr. David from the 80s, what is your number uno? And has it got subtitles in it?
My number one is Team America World Police.
Fuck yeah!
No, I'm just fucking with you. Now, that ain't my number one. No, that's not my number one. I just wanted to troll. But no, seriously, my number one is actually, it is a foreign movie, The Raid. The Raid.
Yeah.
The Raid is the fucking epitome of what an action movie is, right? This shit got everything. People getting shot, people getting their ass whooped, somebody get blown up by a grenade. Everything that you want in this movie, it happens. And it happens exactly like Dread. It's in one place. And it's like most of the movie takes place in one location, and the freaking choreography in this movie is fantastic.
Yes,
I don't even know how I found out about this movie, but I watched it and I instantly fell in love, and I definitely went and tracked down a sequel when it hit theaters in America. The Raid is like, that is, to me, that's what kind of brought me back into like the whole action / fighting genre, because the shit was dead. You get what I'm saying? And I think I will give John Wick credit, because John Wick revitalized that shit. And John Wick is, like I said earlier, John Wick is bringing people from other countries and showcasing them in his movie. Now, I would like to see, low key, John Wick's character, John Wick incorporate, because you already know, if they already talking about a John Wick 5, which is stupid as shit because it's supposed to be dead, then if they do bring his character back, I would love to see somebody from Bollywood be in that movie. That's a conversation for another day. Because there's a specific action movie. It's called KGF. It's called something Gold Mines.
I know the one.
Yeah, KGF, right? Something Goldfields. That shit, and it has a main character. This motherfucker's name is Rocky. That shit, he is OP as shit, bro. It's the funniest shit ever, dude. Indians make really freaking interesting, funny movies. But anyway, back to the movie I was talking about, The Raid. You can't get no better than that, bro. I mean, and then you have Mad Dog's character when he gets down with old boy, like the two main characters. And it's just funny. He walks up, and he's like, "Move, bitch!" Like he's like, "Move!" Like he's like, "Space out." And he fights him at the same time. To me, Mad Dog's character was way more interesting. He really felt like a fucking final boss. Whenever he walked into the scene, he felt like a final boss. You knew, all right, shit's about to get real, you know? Yeah. And I don't know, like that shit was, to me, The Raid is the epitome of what a good action movie is. And it kind of brought something back from my childhood that was lacking, like a really good fighting. They had some good shootout scenes. The stunt choreography was on point. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. And it had a good it had a good final act, unlike some other movie that was mentioned here earlier. And it also didn't showcase somebody being falling down a flight of stairs for 20 damn minutes, like another movie that I mentioned earlier.
And The Raid. Listen, The Raid, when I first saw it, it blew me away. I didn't know what to expect, and it didn't disappoint. Like I was saying, Mad Max and all that, it's high octane. It never lets you breathe. Stops. Yeah. And it's one after the other. I can't argue about that being your top one. I mean, I mean, obviously it ain't as good as John Wick 4, but it's definitely
John Wick 4. Well, John Wick 3 tried to have the guy from The Raid in it, and it underutilized him. Let's get to that.
Well, we just
couldn't even use the man properly. He was in part 3, Mad Dog and the other cat. They didn't even utilize him properly. Shit was weak.
Was he the blind guy?
No. He's in part 3. It was the two in that one scene where they're fighting in that glass room. The two dudes that are jumping him. One of them is Mad Dog, and then the other one is the main character from The Raid. And you really realize how short they are. Like with standing next to Keanu Reeves, they looked little and tiny. And it's kind of funny because you're like,
it didn't matter. You could see that those didn't matter how big they are, those dudes could fight. And
it's good. I think another thing too is they stand low. Like when they're both standing low,
small though, didn't he? He does look small.
No, yeah, because they stand low, so that shit does not help. But in their movies, like the Malaysian movies, they have their own fighting style. So their fighting style has them stand low a lot of the time. So you don't really notice the size difference of the characters because they're low. But if John Wick has an upright stance and they're low and they're already small, that shit looks like he's towering over them. Like at one point, I'm not even gonna lie to you, in John Wick 3, I felt bad because he was just throwing them around like rag dolls and shit. And I'm just like, they look like he's fighting like kindergartners and shit, just throwing them around. I was like, it felt bad. But again, The Raid, it just moves. that shit just moves the
Never
whole
stops.
time. It never stops.
And
And then
minutes where it's downtime, and it gives you a second to breathe, but you need to hold your fucking breath because next scene's coming up.
you know what else it does that I appreciate? When you watch like old school martial arts movies, you can see them counting. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3. Like everything is like so like it's like it's robotic in a way. You get what I'm saying? In the raid, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a legit fight scene. It's like pa 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 pa. All right, da, 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 pa. Like you know, like everything feels like it's moving in sequence. I hate movies like when I watch older movies, like the raid has spoiled me because when I watch older movies now, I can see the counting. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, kick. 1, 2, kick. 1, 2, hit. Like you know, you're seeing the count. Like it feels like you're timing it. You see them timing their hits, you know. And the only time I remember the first time that I watched a movie where that little timing thing really got broken was the timing thing is it starts to get broken in Jackie Chan movies, but I noticed it in the rooftop fighting scene in Jackie Chan Who Am I when he fights that French guy. That the timing shit is gone there. They're just going at it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Well, I can't. That the raid, man.
CLJ, what did you think about the raid?
American remake of that. They've been talking about it for years now, haven't they?
I hope they don't. I mean, wasn't the raid directed by an American director? Wasn't it directed by the first dude that did Godzilla?
No idea. I just know that it's actually, you probably could do, you know what? It's somewhat underrated because no one ever talks about the raid. It comes up.
Yeah, dude, it's directed by Gareth Evans. Isn't that the dude that did Godzilla 1?
I'm not sure. You're the Godzilla expert.
I'll find out right now. CLJ, what did you think of the raid?
Oh, the raid. It's hammer time.
There you go.
Oh, no, that's part 2. Yeah, with the hammer and the bat. Oh no, he didn't. He did Oh, he didn't do the raid. Oh shit, I thought he did Godzilla. I thought he did Godzilla. Why his name? All right, never mind. I guess I was wrong. All right, sorry. Apologies. But yeah, the raid was dope. Go ahead.
Right.
Hit us with the numero uno.
All right, so coming in at number 1 is John Wick 4. Only joking. It's somewhere, somehow, someone is going to pay, and it's Commando, 1985. Arnold Schwarzenegger at Commando, where they steal his child, and that's it. All I know is that now it ain't his best film, but it's Arnold at his most Arnold. It ain't better than Predator. If you did a list of, we'll say my top favorite, Predator would probably come higher. But when it comes to just full on silly action movie, everyone gets killed. Everyone gets killed. They steal his daughter. He goes after him in a truck with no brakes and no power. He jumps out of a fucking airplane. I mean, full flight. Yeah, lands on a bit of grass. He goes to a mall. He beats up every security guard there. He breaks into a gun shop, an ammunition shop, whatever you call it, and takes everything there. Flies to this island to get his daughter in no time. Shoots a whole army of people, blows them the fuck up, cuts their heads off, cuts their arms off, shoves this film. I love it. And you have the larger life Bennett, who he needs to let off some steam when he throws a fucking tube through him. And all the one-liners. Remember when I promised to kill you last, Sully? Yeah, I lied. That.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen Commando, Davey? No. All right. Well, it's 80s at its most 80s. Arnold.
It sounds 80s as fuck.
Yeah, he kills everything and on it without a scratch. I'm all right. They put in a little scratch in him now and again just to say, look, he did get hurt, but he did. Yeah, I mean, he takes out a whole army to get this little girl. Fights this Freddie Mercury lookalike villain.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
throws a big tube through his stomach and let off some steam. But it's just one-liners. He fights Cook, which is Mac from Predator, and they're both fighting.
That's right.
Yeah. Cook says, he goes, "I'm a Green Beret. I'm gonna kick your big ass," and Arnold's like, "I eat Green Beret for breakfast, and I'm really hungry." You know, shit like that. It was just like The whole film was just one line.
Cheesy as fuck.
It was ridiculous. But I loved this movie as a kid growing up. It's just non-stop silly action. Everyone dies. The music's good. I love this movie. I love it. I can rewatch it and stop it and rewatch it and stop it. Again, it's not as good as Terminator in no way. Like, it's no way better than Terminator 1 or 2. It's not better than Predator. But for an action movie, my favorite of all action movies, which I could just watch repeatedly, constantly, is Commando. As they said, somewhere, somehow, someone is going to pay. And that's what he did. Everyone paid the price.
John Matrix. Yep.
John Matrix. There you go. Yes.
That's his name.
And it was the time when he was arguing with Stallone. Like, there was a lot of whose explosions were bigger and all that kind of shit. Rambo came out the same year. Rambo did a lot better. But as I say, and I think Rambo is technically a better movie, but I just don't have as much fun with Rambo as I do with Commando. You know, it's just Arnold knows. Nobody can do the one-liners like Arnold. Nobody. I mean, you see people try. I mean, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does it, and he's fine. But Arnold, he just delivers them with just so much fucking class, and he's just charismatic as fuck on this movie.
I'll be back.
And he says that, and the guy says, "I'll be waiting," and he's like, "Yeah, it's just, it never stops." This film is great. I mean, he jumps out of an aeroplane. He climbs onto the wheel and jumps out of this motherfucker, lands.
Tears out a phone booth.
And he just walks it off, nothing. Like, the guy shooting. Like, he's not even trying to defend himself when he's shooting with those big guns, and he's shooting away, and the whole army's shooting at him. Just goes over his head.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's great. I love it. Love the movie.
Tears out a phone booth. Survives a speeding. He survives. Tears out a phone booth. Survives a speeding car. Literally just crashes into a phone pole.
Yeah, and then isn't that, there's a thing about that where everyone sees, like, he crashes into a post, a phone post or some shit. Then he turns the car on its side. He kills Sully, he drops him, and then he walks over to the car and he pushes the car back on its feet, drives it off. Not a scratch on the car. Not a scratch. He just drove into a post and destroyed the car. The car was on its side. Yeah, you even see the damage of the car earlier, and then he pushes it. He goes, "Here's my car. Now I have a view's car." Do you know, that kind of shit? It's just, this film, I love it. It's just ridiculous, but I love it. And when it's action. Sorry.
Here's a tree trunk on his shoulder.
Oh shit! Yeah,
a whole tree.
Yeah, because he said he took his part. He said, right, because he goes, it's his first film where he doesn't get to play a fucking a swordsman or a Terminator or a robot or some shit. Yeah, and the first scene you see is him walking out of a forest with a fucking full big sized tree on his shoulder and a chainsaw on the other one. I'm like, what the hell? Do you know, this is just crazy.
Just sounds terrible. Dog.
He walks out of a forest and he has not a part of a tree, a whole tree on his shoulder and a chainsaw in his other hand. And it's like,
that shit sounds crazy.
And the guy goes, he's sitting in the rocking chair and they're all taking his daughter, and the army's running, all the bad guys are running off with his daughter, and he's just got his gun. And the guy says, "Hey, I'm here. Let's talk." He goes, "If you want your daughter back, you have to cooperate, right?"
Wrong.
This film is gory as hell. There's blood everywhere. Wrong. It's a wicked film. I can't rate. Everyone must. Loads of people have seen it. I'm not alone on this, and I know it's not his best. I know it's not Terminator. It's not Predator. It's not even Action Hero. They're all better made films. The editing on this is just silly, but it's definitely an 80s schlock type B. Even though it wasn't a B, but it feels like a B. And that's all I have to say. I could go on about this movie forever. Love it. Somewhere, somehow, at the end, Bennett says, "Hey, you did a good job." He goes, "Let's start your unit back." "No chance." Then he walks off and that song comes on. Wicked. Love this film. That's it. That's all I have. Yeah. So, is there anyone in the chat who wants to chime in at all and give us
any questions about anything? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be Action Hero related. It could be whatever floats your boat, whatever you want to ask.
Everyone you want to ask.
We will be taking questions for the next 5 minutes. If you do not
Speaking of John
comply,
Wick 4 with the stairs, that'd be like him saying, "Oh, he went down the stairs."
Sorry, I missed
bad
it.
man go down the stair.
Um,
If you guys have any questions about anything movie related, action movie related, horror related, whatever floats your boat, just go ahead and swing it our way. We'll answer it to the best of our abilities.
This was a tough list because
it was, dude. Like I
mind tomorrow, you know what I mean?
This just came to mind. You know, the other difference between the action and the horror movies is the protagonist has fear. In action movies, the protagonist is like, come on, let's fight. In horror movies, I don't know if we can do it. In action movies, bring a mofo on. Well, that's the other thing. That's the other difference between action and horror.
There is gore, guts, it's blood everywhere, but you're not frightened.
Yeah. Do you know Walter said that it was supposed to be Freddie Mercury originally. Hey, somebody did a little thingy where you put them on the thing because I can't see.
So them. I heard that the director said to the guy who plays the villain, he's Bennett. They said, and he looks like Freddie Mercury, but just beefed up. Yeah, they said we want you to play for Freddie Mercury, but who loves John Matrix, but also wants him dead at the same time, like, you know, that kind of shit. Yeah. Now, I just want to tell you a bit of trivia that I said I promised you earlier on, and this will be for you, Davey.
Hey, can I have you ask you a question? Was the Freddie Mercury character was like his superpower like AIDS?
No.
No. Sorry. Bad joke.
Yeah, very bad. Yeah.
Yeah, he was aided.
He bites his finger and squirts it at you?
Get this.
Get away from me.
What you call it? All right, Die Hard. The first Die
Hard. Die Hard was supposed to be the sequel to Commando.
Yes.
He beat you to it.
All right.
Was that your trivia?
All right. So I've got one more for you. Yeah. Taken was also written for Commando. Taken. Yeah. It was also scripted to be a Commando film years ago, but they tweaked it, changed it all up, same as Die Hard. But Taken, along with the daughter and the again been stolen, it was also written. I'm like, see, I think was it Arnold. He wasn't even offered the part with Liam Neeson anyway, so this is a completely different movie. But Taken and Die Hard was supposed to be the sequels, but I think Arnold at this point had got too big to be doing small time silly thing. And there is a sequel to Commando, by the way. It's just a kind of unofficial type one, but regardless,
is it called Going Commando?
No. What is wrong with you today? Yeah. Oh my God, he wants to be in between the two nipples. He's talking about Freddie Mercury. He's going on about shit
I'm telling you, Freddie Mercury's character having AIDS powers is pretty, that's a pretty scary sight. No gun can stop that. You know what I'm saying? Bite the thumb, squirt it at you.
But his singing voice got the better. That was his power, his singing voice. But
dude, it was that gay handlebar mustache.
Anyone got tell us your list or got any questions before we shoot off?
Any questions, anything, any sort of comments?
How did you find today? Did you enjoy yourself at all? You can't say no.
Today was fun. I mean, it's always fun. We just got to find stuff to talk about.
Tell us in the comments.
Hey, you know what? Look, I got this idea for this video that I'm gonna run by you, Derek. I mean, hopefully you can do it though, because I don't know. You ain't been watching movies lately, so it's a conversation we got to talk. It's gonna be a horror video, so it'll be right up your horror lockdown alley. But I think it's a cool idea. But we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it off cam.
Come on, you can't say that, and all three people who are watching are going, "What is it, Davey? What is it, Davey?"
All three people.
The karaoke. Are we gonna be singing?
It's about creating. Have you ever heard the term the Big Three?
No.
All right, you wouldn't because it's a freaking basketball term. All right, so the Big Three is this concept that three really good players get put on one team, right? So when LeBron James went to Miami to join Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh joined them as well too, and they formed the Big Three. And then people consider San Antonio's players, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan to be their Big Three, right? So it's just basically saying like the top three, right? Like the new top three. So the idea is, who is the new horror big three? The original horror big three, I mean, I think it's Jason, Freddy, and Michael. Like, to me, that's the first horror big three. But who's the new age big three is the question.
Depending on what would be new age. What, like when I say new, all right, what would be the time limit on that new age? Would it have been within the last 10 years, last 20?
I think 10 to 15, solid.
Yeah. Well, I'd say anyway. I go Terrifier is definitely up there.
Yeah, I think that's without a doubt. And then
like, I'd have to think maybe it's Ghostface possibly, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I think it's a team.
Walter says he's got Leon the Professional. Oh my god, Gary Oldman on that was so good.
Leon, that almost made it to my list too. Leon the Professional.
Full Commando, legend Walter. Yeah. John Wick 4. He said John Wick 4 is in his top.
Here's his Terminator 2, number 1, Fifth Element, number 2, John Wick 4. John Wick coming in at 3. 4 is Commando, 5, Leon the Professional. Leon the Professional was dope as shit. And I like how you pick. I liked how you picked John Wick, not John Wick 4.
Well, it looks like John Wick 4.
Yeah, it does, but it's saying it was John Wick's number 3 and then Commando's number 4.
Yeah,
5 is,
you know what?
5 is Leon the Professional. Leon the Professional is amazing.
You know, I was just thinking Gary Oldman's in both of those movies, isn't he?
John Wick 4 is good, but it's flawed. Is this is okay. Look, listen. I don't want people to think that I hate John Wick 4. I don't hate John Wick 4. I'm just saying that John Wick 4 is very flawed, and on top of that,
John Wick 4 is good.
John Wick 4 is very flawed. It's a fun movie. It has great action sequences, but at that time it was starting to become really repetitive, right? Yeah, you felt like it was kind of going nowhere, and like it was kind of like it was falling in on itself. You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't much more, and it also had a very weak villain. You had a really weak villain. They played Pennywise up to be like this super hardcore dude, and he was a fucking weenie. Like he had somebody else shoot John Wick at the end and then tried to pick the gun up and shoot him. Like he had somebody else do his dirty work. Like that shit was weak. You know what I mean? And again, one of the best fight sequences in the movie didn't have John Wick in it. It had what's his fucking name? It had Jet Li and the other guy, right?
I have to admit though, I did like that last scene where John Wick took the bullets and what's his name? The guy who runs the Continental, Ian McShane, his name is. Yeah, he goes, I win. Whatever. He goes, nah, he didn't shoot his last bullet. Like, you know, I was like, ooh, that's good. I liked it. But again, it's not as good as the first. I do one of my favorite scenes of all the John Wick films is the end of 2, when he's leaving the Continental. They're all kicking off, and all the phones are going off, and he's looking, and he's slowly walking through the park, and he's picking up pace, and all the phones are going off everywhere, and he's bombing it through the park. I love that scene, really do. But
Walter said his name is Ronnie.
Ronnie, is that the guy who owns the Continental or runs it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, he's a good actor as well, actually. Ian McShane.
Oh, I have a question. Yeah. Let's make some female-led action heroes.
All right. Well, first of all,
Ninja
3, The Domination, which you weren't listening, had a female lead, Lucinda Dickey or some shit like that.
Yo, what is the fake RoboCop movie? Hold up. There's a fake RoboCop movie. What is that shit called? Hold up.
Ronnie Yen, Walter says.
Ronnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen. That's what it was. I said Jet Li. Donnie Yen. That's what it was. Female RoboCop movie. What the hell is it? I think it's called The Demolitionist. Hold on. Demolitionist.
Oh, Demolition Man. Ooh.
Not Demolition Man. It's called The Demolitionist. There you go. The Demolitionist. That movie was like, it's a super fucking ripoff of RoboCop, but that shit was fun. I think it's free on Amazon Prime. It's free on Amazon Prime. That's a fun ass movie, bro.
When it comes to females,
he said Atomic Blonde. Oh yeah, Atomic Blonde wasn't bad.
I never watched that.
That wasn't bad. Atomic Blonde was not bad.
Obviously,
you know what movie disappointed me? Sucker Punch. That shit was whack. I was so mad.
Oh, guess what?
I thought that was gonna be such a good movie.
Zack Snyder said
you can't say his name like that. You have to say Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. He
No, you
said
have to say
Schneider.
Schneider,
that he doesn't
like a
like
German.
Sucker Punch.
Schneider.
He doesn't like Sucker Punch, even though he's now everyone panned Sucker Punch of his worst movie, which I agree. Yeah, but he said recently he never got to finish it the way he wants. He wished
He
got
never gets to finish anything the way he
It's
wants.
like, what the fuck with your Snyder cuts? He love a good old Snyder cut, doesn't he? But he was there saying,
it's too late
I
for
wish
that.
I could do another version of it. And I was like, well, that shit sailed, mate. That was the version you gave us.
Sailed. Yeah. Time is Zack Snyder's enemy.
Speaking of female action leads, obviously Sigourney Weaver in the Alien movies, which you still need to see, kills it. Yeah. I do like.
And then we just said Uma Thurman and Kill Bill.
I was all right. Yeah. See, Chris, we've been saying this shit already. You just didn't listen. Yeah. What was it? The girl, what's her name? Millie Djokovic from.
Mila Djokovic. Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about.
Have you guys seen Damn, what the fuck is the name of that movie? Revenge?
No.
Revenge. It's like, hold on. This shit is such a stupid, fucking unbelievable movie, but it's good as shit. It's fun.
Revenge.
2017 movie. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the poster. 2007. I'm gonna put 2017 because it's like the poster is like her with like a star earring or something.
Oh, here it is. Revenge 2017. Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, it's a to me it was a fun movie. It's like it's unbelievable as shit, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
What other female led action movies?
Gina Davis,
Djokovic in the Resident Evil films, even though they're just ridiculous, some of them, right? She holds it together and she does a really good job with the what do you call it? The choreography of doing it herself. So she
Neve Campbell and Scream. No.
That's right. There's some action in it.
I think
she did sock the shit out of Ghostface and stab him with an umbrella. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Charlie Theron does a great job on Mad Max as well.
Yeah. I think after this movie is released, Furiosa is going to be in this conversation. I think it's going to be a good movie.
Also, who remembers China O'Brien?
You said Conan O'Brien?
No, China O'Brien. China O'Brien. So she was a female in the 80s where they tried to make a deal with Cynthia Rock. That's it, yeah. And they tried to make like her the new Van Damme for the female. And to be honest with you, she could do the moves. No doubt. Mm-hmm. And she did a few movies in the 80s. Obviously, when the 90s came, that kind of movies kind of faded out, like with Van Damme type things, you know. But yeah, she was a good female lead. She kicked ass. I
can't think of any other ones. Because there was a couple of like secret agent, FBI, espionage type movies with female leads. I mean, even though she wasn't like a martial artist, I felt like the little gothic rocker chick from the girl with the dragon tattoo was pretty cool.
Maura Rooney.
Yeah, the girl from the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, I felt like that. But even the original, when you watch the original girl with the dragon tattoo, I think it's like German or some shit. When you watch those, even like they're pretty good movies. It sucks that we never got the rest of the movies because I felt like the one that came out with what's his name, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
I felt like that one was really good, and I don't understand why we never got the sequel.
The girl from
Oh shit! Walter says Angelina Jolie in the Tomb Raider series. She was also in Wanted, by the way, and also Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So there's that.
Yeah, the girl from Prey.
One of her most underrated movie is Changeling.
I haven't seen that. Is that about the kid? Or
kid? It's a true story.
Yeah,
that's a good fucking movie. Underrated as shit. But yeah, Angelina Jolie is Loki. Salt. Oh yeah, that was another one.
Salt. I actually heard that was really good. Salt.
That's another one.
What's the name? Johansson's on plenty of action movies.
What's the name of the movie with the What's the name of the movie where the chick like she ends up like becoming like godly or some shit? I don't know. She ate like a pill or something. And then like
Lucy. Scarlett Johansson.
Lucy, that was a good one. Lucy was
That
fun.
was bad, yeah. Scarlett Johansson. It was a bit like the other one, Limitless, in a way, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Limitless, yeah, but she was like on some other shit.
Atomic Blonde, yeah.
Salt.
Wonder Woman.
Okay, look. All right, look. Here's the thing. Wonder Woman 1, first and second act are amazing. That third act was fucking garbage. I hated it. Wonder Woman 84 is a terrible fucking movie all the way through.
I like it.
You liked 84?
I like it, yeah.
You and Jody killed me with that bullshit. That's a garbage ass movie. You're lying.
Christopher likes it too, right? So
I like it.
So
you liked 84? What? Okay.
I like 84.
You have to humor me. What is good about that movie? Humor me.
A couple of times you get to see up her skirt, her dress a little bit, and that's all we needed.
Not like that. Not like that. That wasn't looking.
Because that look, that first flight scene was terrible. That shit was stupid. Like, it was supposed to make you feel. It made you roll your eyes.
It might be a Superman 3.
No, don't. Superman 3. I just remember.
Look, even you don't believe the shit that you're talking about. Why can't he compare it to Superman 3 then? So, if it's such a good movie, why can't he compare it to Superman 3?
First of all, Wonder Woman 84, it looked nice. I can't remember it that well, but I just remember coming off.
You can't remember it because it fucking sucked.
I will say that I came out of it not hating it, but you know where you heard so many bad things about it and you end up thinking, it wasn't as bad. So to me, I didn't hate it. Yeah,
I went into it optimistic because the first one to me was really good. Like the first half.
Not to mention, by the way, Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh is when it comes to acting, Michelle Yeoh is definitely top tier when it comes to female lead actresses, especially with that where everything everywhere all at once and
oh, dude, that damn, that could have been in my top. That should have been in my top 5. That was a good fucking movie.
She first of all, she can do the moves, and she's on Police Story and with Tiger Hidden Dragon. She's even a Bond girl.
Hey, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's an asshole. Jamie Lee Curtis is an asshole, homie. She let that little award that she got in that damn movie go to her head. Whatever little award she got or whatever recognition she got for that, you were a stupid lady in that movie with sausage fingers and a bitch. I don't understand, like, what? Like, it's not like you did some sort of like tight. You were some epic ass character that really involved you to like invoke the like your whole acting skill and change who the fuck you are.
The film, I forget she was in it. Oh yeah,
thank you. That's what the fuck I'm saying. Like, she got some sort of award for it, and she's like all thinking she's the shit. Jamie Lee Curtis, you were a side character, and didn't they give her a freaking butt plug in that movie or some shit?
What happened though? What has she been saying? What's happened?
I don't know, man. I just know that ever since she got an award, she's been acting like her shit don't stink. Get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody give a fuck about you, Jamie Lee Curtis, like that. And I don't believe that you whooped Michael Myers' ass in the third movie. Lying ass. You should have killed your ass.
Wait, it's because she wasn't in the third movie or him.
You said what?
Because she wasn't in the third Halloween movie.
Man, look, I'm tired of this shit. But anyway, look. If you want me to take you serious, Jamie Lee Curtis, you got to do what the fuck old girl did on fucking. Have you ever seen that movie Destroyer? Hold up, let me see. Destroyer. What year did that shit come out in? Film 2018. Dude, she made herself look fucked up. What is her name? Nicole Kidman, dude. Nicole Kidman looked fucked up in that movie. She looked like a whole different. She looked like a junkie. If you have not seen the movie fucking Destroyer,
I gotta see this.
Look at the image. Go find some sort of Google search. Right? Does that look like Nicole Kidman to you?
No.
Does that look that she looks fucked up, right? She looks fucked up, right? Yeah, wow. That's dedication. That right there is dedication.
Oh yeah, I have seen the picture before.
Yeah, don't you look? That's dedication right there. That does not look like Nicole. That does not look like Nicole. She looks fucked up, and that's she looks exactly like she was supposed to be. She's like this junky ass ex cop. That looks just perfect. Don't do nothing else. She looks perfect. She looks like a junky ex cop.
Well, yes, she does. Look at you,
right?
Is it got something to do with her daughter or something going missing?
Some shit like that. I forgot what it was. It was something like that.
Well, look, guys, my dog is crying, and I know she's not well.
What, RoboCop or the new or the little one?
The new one, yeah. She's been throwing up a lot the last couple of days, not repeatedly. And she's been going toilet a lot, and she's every time I can hear her crying to go out the back, and I have to go off and leave her. I go out the back or stay here and let her shit on the floor, and she'll probably eat it too because she's a puppy, and that's what she does, and that's probably why she's sick. But for now, I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming in. I had a blast, especially to Mr. CLJ. You got to do some more videos.
Stepping up where Justin couldn't step up and Darrell couldn't step up.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
The problem is that Mr. CLJ does not like horror, and we talk about horror a lot. But because of that, I'm gonna think of some new subjects and new topics for you to join in on. What is your favorite genre? Is it action?
I feel like you're a comedy man.
Comedy, yes.
You love comedy.
I feel like he's a comedy man.
Yeah, we should do top 5 comedies or something like that. You know,
we can do top 5 black comedies.
That's right. Solid, my brother.
Eddie Murphy is one of my favorites, so I'll stick him in everything. There you go.
Stick him in everything?
And Richard Pryor. So there you go. Which I love Richard Pryor. But anyway, as I say,
thank you very much.
I'm going for everyone who's still watching, and if you're watching live or if you're going to watch it later on, so I'm going to put a link in the description below for these two guys' channel. These two guys are the greatest. Mr. CLJ is a legend on Movie Mash, and jump on the Facebook group. And if you haven't, jump on his channel, which I'll be putting in a link. Obviously, my mate here, Davey from the 80s, always never lets me down, always jumping on. Yeah, I'm going to put another link. He talks about all the good stuff like horror, not just horror, all the action as well, and all fun stuff. He has a few things here and there. I think he should do his favorite John Wick movie himself, which is part 4. And we should have a debate with Justin.
About which ain't gonna work here, buddy.
Soon at some point, but I'm gonna leave you. And also, make sure you subscribe to my channel when you're watching the movie.
Georgia pudding.
Subscribe. What are you taking? Please subscribe because we need it. Anyway, look. But for now, and until next time.
Adios.